Are you ready? Today we're going to talk about the newest 3 fragrance release from Guerlain, the French brand iconic for creating the Guerlain Accord, which basically contains 6 different notes to form this incredible accord that is very well known for their fragrances over the years. We're going to talk about the 3 newest creations that just dropped about 3 months ago, which is basically a triple threat from Guerlain, which is bringing us a new 𝐕 Parfum edition, a new Vetiver Parfum edition, and of course a newest Habit Rouge Parfum edition. So guys, if you want to know all about these fragrances in this first impression video, how it compares to the originals, stick with me. They're coming up next. Before I actually give you guys my first impression take on these fragrances, I'm going to let you know that you can find all 3 fragrances right now, the time I'm shooting this video, at Fragflex. Of course, they're available. They just dropped, but I know the quantities are limited, so if you want to pick these up, of course, use my code with them. That's an ongoing code, which is MF11, which will grant you guys 11% off at checkout on anything and everything in that site for that matter. But if you want to pick up the new Parfum edition of these fragrances, they're available right now at the time I'm shooting this video, most likely the time you're watching it, but don't wait too long because I'm sure they're going to run out of stock very soon because these are hot, pretty much very hard to find here in North America, but they have it. So if you want to check these out, go to fragflex.com, use my code MF11 and enjoy these and thousands to choose from. You guys know it. Of course, you want to try before you buy it. Get yourself a decant from perfume.com with my code MAX12 and enjoy 12% off site-wide and try anything you want before you buy a bottle. So those are your options. That's what I got for you as far as codes right now. Let's dive into these. We're going to kick off this first impressions video starting with the first one, which to me, I think the best thing to do here is do this chronologically. So we're going to kick off with Vetiver. I have an eau de toilette version here, I believe from 2000. It was originally launched in 1950s. I want to say, well, some people say 1959. I've read in places that it says 1961. So we're going to say 50s, early 60s. Nevertheless, the original Vetiver was launched at that point, and I think what made this Guerlain's Vetiver so special, and I'm going to spray here to remind myself, was the blonde tobacco leaf that it contains. Very aromatic, and this is basically this particular genre, the Vetiver here from Guerlain is basically a woody aromatic scent. I love this. This is definitely one of my top favorite Vetivers of all time. It would sit in the top 5 any day of the week. This is something that I consider wearing as a signature scent, which I have in the 90s and early 2000s. Lovely stuff right here. It's a Vetiver that's very aromatic, that's very inspiring. There's this beautiful citrus note up top. It's very woody, very aromatic, even semi-sweet. That blonde tobacco really adds to this fragrance. Now, fast forward to 2024, we have the newest version here, the Vetiver, almost dropped the bottle, but not quite. The Vetiver by Vetiver de Guerlain Paris, Parfum Edition 2024. So let me crack this open. Let's take it for a quick test drive here on the channel. By the way, I don't know what these will retail for, but I'll share the box with you. It's a dark, not quite, there's some green tinges, so let's call it dark green box, very minimalist. The bottle itself looks absolutely stunning, which is kind of like the 𝐒𝐈𝐃 collection of bottles, which is now what you're going to find with Guerlain fragrances. All of them will come in this particular style bottle, the square looking bottle, unless you go to the Matelier collection, which will have the bottle style that I'm going to pop on the screen right now. But this is what you're going to get. Greenish juice, beautiful square looking bottle, dark cap, plastic cap that is non-magnetic. You have the Guerlain symbol here on the atomizer cap, and it says Vetiver Guerlain, Vetiver Parfum de Guerlain Paris. So let's take it for a test drive. Let's see how it compares with the original Vetiver scent profile. Sprays are fantastic. And okay, it will retain the very comparable to the original, which is nice. But when you look at the note breakdown, obviously the original one here, mine from 2000 and whatever is available today, that it's not the Parfum edition, we'll have a ton of notes, but we're going to look at the notes here real quickly. Jean-Paul Guerlain was the creator of the original eau de toilette creation, and it had a ton of notes, and it's basically a Vetiver based scent, of course, with a tobacco leaf up top, some green notes, the carnation, the black pepper, the leathery / civet animalistic note, sandalwood, which makes it creamy, ambery note, which makes it spicy, and a little bit sweet. A fantastic scent, even with iris as well. So it's a great, well-balanced Vetiver scent. Like I said, one of the best of all time. Now, fast forward to 2024, looking at what we have today, this is going to be a much deeper composition. Definitely spicier, definitely woodier. Looking at the note breakdown. And by the way, all three creations were a 𝐕𝐿𝐻𝐻𝐿 perfumer with the creative mind or direction of course, Thierry Wasser, which is the creative director of Guerlain these days. So over the past 20 years, I want to say. So looking at the note breakdown for the new one, it's got the smoky vetiver note with juniper berries, tonka, licorice, and coriander. That's all the notes it's giving me. Of course, there's a lot more going on here. The tobacco vibe that I got with the original is not quite prevalent here with the new Parfum edition, but it is definitely spicier on the account of the licorice/anise feel that you get here. You have the coriander, the juniper berries, which adds this green coniferous pine cone kind of a vibe. And of course, the vetiver is definitely predominant here. This is a great, great fragrance. I love it. In comparison with the original, formulation, you can see this is greener. I don't know if there was any kind of tint used to make this greener, but it is definitely a spicier and woodier composition. This is definitely more aromatic. Between the two, I will favor this one a little more. It's just has a special place in my heart, but again, I haven't really worn this on skin. But on the first impression, this is quite good and a quite nice recreation or rethinking of, or reimagined, if you will, version of the original. Very good, gets a kudos, gets a good for me. I won't give it a great right at the second because I haven't worn on skin, but it gets a thumbs up for me. Definitely a good one. Now let's jump forward to 1965, which was the year of the creation of the original Habit Rouge. I have one right here. This is again another 2000, release. It's not going to be a vintage formulation of any of these. Obviously I don't have a 50s or 60s bottles of these fragrances. I wish I did. But Habit Rouge is basically a woody, spicy composition that is very gentlemanly-like. To me, it's what I like to call Habit Rouge is the perfect gentleman's chypre. That's exactly what this is. You do have the Guerlain that I talked about in the beginning of Guerlain signature in this fragrance. It is woody, it is spicy. It has this very gentlemanly-like feel. I do get this incredible, transcendental, quintessential, made-to-measure vibe with this fragrance. Just very well put together. It's something that's just timeless. You can wear this anytime, anywhere. In fact, Thierry Wasser, the creative director of Guerlain, wears this as a signature scent to this day. He's been wearing it for decades. So it is that good. So let's crack the new one from 2024. Beautiful box here. It's pretty much the same as the other one. Instead of the dark green, it's going to have this red with the black edges. And again, looking at the bottle, it's going to have the same style. In fact, it looks like the L'Homme Idéal Extrême from the Ideal collection, except for the only difference here is going to be the actual sticker here on the front that's going to say Habit Rouge Parfum de Guerlain Paris. So let's take it for a test drive. Beautiful sprayers. You can control it depending on how hard you push the atomizer. And wow, this is amazing. But this goes into a different direction. This goes into a more gourmandy, almondy kind of a facet. Definitely boozy, definitely spicy. And I'm even getting this almost honey-like vibe here, this animalistic / gourmand honey facet. Let's look at the notes, but this is a phenomenal one. In fact, let's look at the note for the original one, which I said was a masculine chypre from 1965. So as a chypre composition by Jean-Paul Guerlain as well, just the same gentleman that created the original vetiver. It has a ton of notes, including Brazilian rosewood, citrus notes, cinnamon, sandalwood, carnation, leather, vanilla, the Guerlain accord, jasmine, all that good stuff, rose. So an amazing woody, aromatic, spicy type scent, or as they would call it, woody oriental with the Guerlain. Amazing stuff here, incredible chypre. Looking at the new one, the 2024 edition of this fragrance, a recreation, this one has rum, vanilla, bergamot, and patchouli. I do get, it's starting to change right now. It's starting to give me, the initial blast, it was definitely very boozy and very creamy and spicy and almost gourmand-like. Now that's starting to change a little bit on the blotter, on skin. I'm sure it'll do something even different, more different than I'm getting here on the blotter. But now it's starting to give me that chypre-esque vibe that I get with the original, from 1965, or this one, the early 2000s recreation. But this reimagined version is definitely going to be boozier, spicier and creamier when compared to the original. So definitely denser, darker, and deeper composition in comparison. The juice definitely darker. So loving the rum accord here with the vanilla, that licorice kind of a boozy accord that it's giving me, along with the patchouli now. It's definitely have an earthy undertone, but to me, this is going to be again a chypre reimagined on a creamier, deeper, spicier, and woodier, representation of the original. Quite good as well. This one's gonna get a thumbs up as well. I can't wait to wear it actually on skin. It's gonna get a thumbs up here on the first impression, but I believe on skin, this stuff will really sing. But very good so far, these two. Definitely thumbs up, definitely worth checking out. Last but not least, we're gonna talk about a 2024 release. Again, from the Parfum collection, but this is going to be a reimagination, a recreation of the original L'Homme Idéal from 2014. Now, if you remember, this one here is the one that originated this whole new collection, which is people are quite fond of this line. They have a ton of some of the creations have been discontinued, of course, over the years, but they had some lighter compositions, some darker compositions. This one, of course, is going to be the original 2014. And basically, this is going to be a woody, spicy fragrance with a gourmand tinge. You have this very predominant almond kind of a facet to it. It's very spicy, very woody, very aromatic, very inspiring, just very modern creation, very sophisticated, like a perfect garment. It just smells very good. It's very inviting. So let's see what they did with the 2024 recreation of Idéal Parfum. And again, looking at the box, it's gonna have this grayish silver kind of motif so basically a dark graphite, a metallic graphite kind of a color with silver lettering, L'Homme Idéal de Guerlain Paris. And let's see what we get from the fragrance, because the original 2014 was already amazing, not only in the scent, but also in performance. Here is the bottle, again, minimalist with a square looking bottle, the black cap, the silver metallic with the silver lettering, L'Homme Idéal Parfum de Guerlain Paris. So looking at the note from the 2014 release, which was signed off by, 𝗕𝗙𝐴 himself, this has citrus accord, orange blossoms, some herbal components like rosemary, the almond that I talked about, tonka bean, leather, cedar, and vetiver. This is a very nice fragrance, ladies and gentlemen. This is like a well made to measure suit, jacket. It's just cozy, cocooning, inviting, elegant, sophisticated, checks all the boxes. Looking at the new 2024 release, which I'm gonna go for a first impression right now, I'm quite curious to see what kind of changes they made to something that was already great. So let's do it. Again, great sprayers, you can't beat that, one of the best in the game. And okay, so I'm getting, again, another initial boozy facet to the fragrance. I'm sure it's gonna have the note of amaretto, something here with heliotrope or almonds. It has that same feel that I have with the original from 2014, however, definitely deeper, spicier, and sweeter. And looking at the note breakdown, we're gonna get exactly what I talked about. There's an amaretto liquor here with the leather accord, musk, and patchouli. So again, earthy, boozy, leathery, sensual, amazing. I think this is a step up. To be honest with you, I'm liking, on the first impression here on a blotter, on a paper, I'm liking this one more than I like the 2014, which is saying a lot because I really enjoyed that fragrance. Granted, the Eau de Parfum from the whole collection of Idéal is my favorite, which has that cherry almond kind of a vibe, which is very boozy as well and very spicy. But this one here was a great fragrance for me, but I'm saying this is going to be a step up here on the blotter. I can't wait to rock this on skin. Also gonna get a thumbs up. The whole collection is actually quite nice. They're very well comprised compositions, very well put together, very well balanced. Again, Guerlain hardly ever seems to let you down when it comes to their fragrances. I think they do a quite good job. They have this, long-standing reputation for being like the niche's niche fragrance brand, just like, let's say, for comparison here, 𝐒𝐴𝐿, the watch companies, the watchmaker's watch. I think Guerlain is definitely the niche's niche company. So glad to share these three with you. Let me know in the comments anywhere in the world that you are, that you may have tried any of these three. What are your thoughts on them? Do you think it's an improvement? Do you think these were unnecessary, redundant releases? I'd love to read your comments. And of course, if you do want to check these out, go to perfume.com, use my code, get a decant, and try them on skin. If you want to get a bottle, if you collect them and you just love them, you try them and you want to get them for a great price, on already great priced fragrances, check out Frag Flax, use my code, of course, MF11, and get them at 11% off site-wide, anything you want. If you don't want these, you want something else, put everything in your cart and get 11% off across the board. And of course, guys, if you appreciate what I do here, keeping you in the know, bringing forth information, reviews, top lists, whatever the case may be, all I ask for you guys is leave me one of these, give me a like, subscribe if you haven't already, and if you would, hit the bell so you get these videos straight into your feed. Of course, I'll see you guys right back here with another video very soon. Take care.